Hello everyone and welcome to my video. So I'm just gonna explain how I made two different parts of this effect here. So basically I'm gonna explain how I made this crystal effect and how I made the tunnel here, since some of you asked. Okay, so let's get started. First, the crystal effect. So I'm just gonna take it away from the rest of the effect so you can see it better. Here, okay. So basically it's just a simple mesh here, and as you can see I have divided all the faces on the UV map, and I'll show you in Maya directly. Here I have the mesh and I changed all the faces here. I took them individually and I put them almost randomly on the UV layout, and what happens is just, it's not this texture, this is just a test, but I'm just panning a texture over it. I'll show you here. Up. Come on. Good. And if I do that, you see they all move in different directions. And this makes it look like it's crystal. I think I'm gonna refine the way I set them up, but the effect is there. Yep. So yeah, it's basically just a panning texture. And added with that, I have something else. Yep, open it in Shader Forge. So this is the result of all my textures, and I put it into emission, and then I take the same result and I multiply it by a value so I can tweak it, and then I add the component mask and I take the red and green channels and I put it into refraction. So this allows me to have, give me a sec, revert, to have like as if the crystal is moving the background. And with that I have another effect, is that I take the result and multiply it by another value that so I can tweak it and just put it in the vertex offset, simply that, and that gives it a wavy look, so that it's very subtle, but it makes it look like the faces are waving on the surface. And that's how I can also have the shaking effect at the end before it collapses. Like here, it starts moving faster, and yeah, that's for this effect. So yeah, it's very simple. Just take a mesh, move all the UVs, and you get this. Okay, now let's talk about the tunnel here, this one. So we can see it in the editor view because it requires different cameras, but you can see it here. You have this cylinder here that goes through the ground, and as you can see, oops, nope, not this one. Where is it? It's this one. Okay. If I move it even up, you can still see the tunnel here. So it's a bit of cheating, but I explain to you how I made this. So it's just a cylinder, simple cylinder. You can take it here. Okay, yeah, just a cylinder with a panning texture. The trick is that I hid the front faces, but I show the back faces so that it looks like we see the back of the tunnel. And then I have a Fresnel to avoid like a very sharp edge here. And yeah, that's it for the mesh. Then I have the cameras. So let's revert again. Here I have 3 different cameras. One of them is for my particle overlay, so it's just special particles that I want to be in front of everything all the time. So that's where I put them. I don't remember which one, but I think yeah, the clean border, for example, is on particle overlay because that's the line, the very sharp line here that goes around the effect to show the range of it. And this one I always want to be in front of everything so that you know what's the range. And so I just put it on the layer here, and in the renderer then I can set the sorting layer and I can change the order for the other particles. And here, this is this camera that's rendering this. It's not rendering anything else than just the particles overlay. Then I have another one for the background. As you can see here, it only renders the background. And I have another one for the tunnel. Here, it only renders what I said as tunnel. And then think of it as Photoshop. You have layers. You have like the background layer, that's depth 0. Then you have the tunnel, that's depth 1, so just above the background layer, and on top of everything, the particles overlay, the second one. And that's it. Unity will merge those three, and you get the final image here. And yep, I think that's it for it. So once again, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask, and I will reply for sure. And if you have any ideas, feel free to leave a comment or reply or send me an email, I don't know. And yep, thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye!